Hello students, now here we discuss the first topic of second unit, which is transistor, BJT, bipolar junction transistor. Now we see what is bipolar junction transistor. The transistor is a three-terminal semiconductor device consisting of either two N and one P-type layer of material or two P and one N-type layer of material. The former is called an NPN transistor while the latter is called a PNP transistor. So basically there are two types of transistor, NPN transistor and PNP transistor. If P is sandwiched between two N type, then it is NPN transistor, and if N is sandwiched between two P type, then it is PNP transistor. The symbol of NPN and PNP transistor is shown in the given figure. Now in each transistor, following points to be noted. First one, there are two junctions. So transistor can be considered as two diodes connected back to back. Second one, there are three terminals, and third one, the middle section is thin than other. Now naming of the transistor terminals. Here we see transistor has three sections of doped semiconductor. The section one side is called emitter and the opposite side is called collector, and the middle section is called base. Here we see the symbol of transistor. In the middle it is base, in the above it is collector, and then in the bottom it is emitter. Now the emitter terminal consists, first one, the section of one side that supply carriers is called emitter. Emitter is always forward biased with respect to base, so it can supply carrier. For NPN transistor, emitter supplies hole to its junction, and for PNP transistor, emitter supply electrons to its junction. Now collector. In collector, the section on the other side that collects carrier is called collector. Second one, the collector is always reverse biased with respect to base. And third one, for NPN transistor, collector receives holes to its junction, and for PNP transistor, collector receives electron to its junction. Now base. The middle section which forms two PN junction between emitter and collector is called base. The base is much thinner than other region. Emitter is heavily doped, so it can inject large amount of carriers into the base. Because base is lightly doped, so it can pass most of the carrier to the collector. So collector is moderately doped. Now we see the working principle of NPN transistor. So here we see the diagram of NPN transistor, where one P is sandwiched between two N-type material and battery is connected between NP and PN. So in forward bias is applied to emitter base junction and the reverse bias is applied to the collector base junction, which is shown in the given figure. So the forward bias in the emitter base junction causes electrons to move towards base. This constitutes emitter current IE. Now as the electron flows towards p-type base, they try to recombine with holes. As base is slightly doped, only few electrons recombine with holes within the base. So these recombined electrons constitute small base current. The remainder electrons crosses base and constitute collector current. So the value of emitter current IE is equal to IB plus IC in NPN transistor. Now we see the working of PNP transistor. Here we see the diagram of PNP transistor, where one N-type semiconductor material is sandwiched between two P-type semiconductor material. Now in PNP transistor, forward bias is applied to emitter base junction and reverse bias is applied to collector base junction, which is shown in the given figure. The forward bias in the emitter base junction causes holes to move towards base. This constitutes emitter current IE. Now working of PNP transistor, as this hole flow towards n-type base, they try to recombine with electrons. As base is slightly doped, only few holes recombine with electrons within the base. These recombined holes constitute small base current. So the remainder holes cross base and constitute collector current. Now transistor symbol. Here we see the symbol of transistor, which we already seen in previous slides. NPN transistor and PNP transistor. Three terminals of transistor are emitter, collector and base. And through emitter terminal, current IE, which is emitter current, flow. Through collector terminal, collector current IC flow, and through base terminal, base current IB flow. Now we see the operating modes of transistor. There are three operating modes in transistor. First one, active mode, in which base emitter junction is forward and base collector junction is reverse biased. Second one, saturation mode, in which base emitter junction is forward and base collector junction is forward biased. Third one, cutoff mode, in which both junctions are reverse biased. So we discuss the construction, working of transistor. Now we discuss the next topic in our next lecture. Thank you.